Before we get into some crazy trade rumors here in a second, I want to ask y'all, who's the better player right now? Is it Jaylen Brown or is it AD? Type 7 for Brown or type 3 for AD. Who are you going with, Mark?
If Anthony Davis is healthy, I'm going healthy.
He can't stay healthy.
He can't. But I'm going with AD, but I want to hear all the real ones sound off in the comment section right now.
NBA Now is sponsored by Mint Mobile. If you go to mintmobile.com/chatsports, you can find that they have cell phone plans starting as low as $15 per month. We'll tell you more about them later on in today's show. With that, we get into today's show. I am Will Scott, joined alongside Marshall Green.
My guy.
And Marshy, we have some pretty crazy trade rumors to discuss coming up.
We do. We were going a little deep dive on the internet, and we have a blockbuster trade proposal between the C's and the Lakers involving some pretty big superstars on both teams, Will.
Yeah, and when I saw this, when you first showed it to me this morning, I had some opinions. You did as well, and we'll certainly get to that in a second. But first, subscribe if you love the NBA because, believe it or not, Marsh, training camp is just 2 weeks away. The season is coming up. Should be a great season.
It is, and I'm expecting the Lakers to be better because theoretically, right, if you have a LeBron James and you have a healthy Anthony Davis, they should be, right, one of the better teams in the NBA. But I do think, Will, we'll get to this trade in a second from Fadeaway World. I think it makes both teams a little bit better, but I do think one team would not make this trade.
And let's take a look at this Fadeaway World trade idea. And, yeah, this is nuts. The Lakers would get Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart. And, of course, both of those guys were involved in trade rumors for Kevin Durant. We do know that the Celtics did offer a package centered around Jaylen Brown to the Nets for KD. The Nets turned that trade down. They wanted Marcus Smart and more assets. Then talks died between the Celtics and the Nets. The Celtics would be getting Anthony Davis and a 2027 first-round pick. That is one of the 2 first-round picks we've heard all about. The Lakers shopping, of course. One of those 2 first-round picks would be going to the Celtics in addition to Anthony Davis. Of course, the Lakers would be getting Brown and Smart. Marshy, who wins this trade? The Lakers or the Celtics?
I think the Lakers would be the winners of this deal, but I do think it makes some sense for Boston because Al Horford, he's closer to the end of his career than the beginning of his career, right? And how long can Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum play together? I sometimes sense a power struggle when I'm watching them play. Maybe this move makes some sense, but at the end of the day, I think the Lakers are the winners of this deal. We want to hear from all you in the comments. Who wins this trade? Type LAL if you're rolling with the Lake Show, or type BOS if you think the Boston Celtics come out of this trade a better basketball team. We'll tell you more and give you more about our opinions in a second, but Will, tell the good folks out there about Mint Mobile.
Yeah, this trade would not be good for the Celtics, but what is great for y'all is making the switch over to Mint Mobile. You can do that at mintmobile.com/chatsports. They have unlimited premium wireless plans starting as low as $15 per month, and it's very easy to make the switch. You know what? When I made the switch, I didn't have to go to a store. I did it from the comfort of my home. You can do the same thing, and your service is going to switch seamlessly between 5G and 4G LTE. Whatever network is the strongest, you can use your data however you like, even where coffee shops don't exist. Having unlimited data has been an absolute game changer for me. I've been calling my mom. I called my mom for her birthday yesterday like 4 times. She's like, why are you calling me 4 times? I know it's my birthday, but chill out. mintmobile.com/chatsports. That's the link. That link is going to be in the comments and the description of this video. Again, cell phone plans starting as low as $15 per month as we welcome back my friend Marshall Green here. So, Marsh, you kind of mentioned that this trade might make some sense for the Celtics. I respectfully disagree with you, and I understand that Brown was involved in trade rumors, and a lot of people believe he's going to leave the Celtics in free agency in 2 years. We'll talk more about Brown in a second, but when you're giving him up for Anthony Davis, I just do not think that makes sense for the Celtics. I think your depth down low, yes, that can be improved, but I feel really good about Al Horford and Robert Williams III right now. I understand that it's probably going to be Horford's last season in Boston, but all you need if you're the Celtics, is one season, I think, this year, if you can keep that core group together and you win a championship. Anthony Davis has not been able to stay on the floor, just 76 games played the last 2 seasons. Quite frankly, I think Anthony Davis has gotten a little bit soft, and that is not what Boston wants. They want toughness. They want guys that are going to be on the floor competing every single night. JB is a durable player. Tatum is a durable player. Everyone in that Celtics rotation right now, durable, reliable. I cannot say the same about Anthony Davis.
I get what you're saying for sure, but smart organizations will. They don't hone in on just 1 year. And Brad Stevens is too smart of a guy to just say, we're going only in on this year. You know that Al Horford, Father Time, has caught up to him. He played good last year, but how many more seasons can he play? He's 36, 37 years old. And like we said a minute ago, Will, at one point or at some point, will there come a time when either it's Jaylen Brown or Jayson Tatum, they want to be the lead wing dog on this team? Do you think Jaylen Brown is a Celtic for life with Jayson Tatum?
I hope so. I don't know. I think that if they, and I've said this, but I think what the Celtics need to do right now, their main focus has to be repairing the relationship with Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
It's no secret he's not happy about being in trade rumors, or at least he wasn't with Kevin Durant. He took to social media to express his frustration after that report dropped from Shams Charania several weeks ago at this point. But when you look at JB and you look at Tatum, they're much younger than Anthony Davis. You have a good duo right now, one of the best duos in the league, and they're both young. The priority needs to be keeping those two together, not trading for a guy that's older, maybe no longer in his prime, that cannot stay on the basketball floor in Anthony Davis.
I feel that. And let's talk a little bit about the Lakers side of this. This is the type of move where, what about if we add in that 2029 first-round pick as well? Because like all the reports have said all summer, the Lakers will be unwilling to move both of those first-round picks unless a deal makes them a championship contender. And, Will, I want to get your opinion on this. Does getting rid of Anthony Davis and bringing over Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart, would that make the Los Angeles Lakers a finals contender in the Western Conference? I want to hear from you on this.
Yeah, I think so. And the West is tough. You know, the Lakers right now are not even a top 6 team in the West, in my opinion, even after the acquisition of Patrick Beverley. I still think they got to get rid of Russell Westbrook. That clearly hasn't been a fit. But if you replace Russell Westbrook with Marcus Smart, who's one of the better defensive players in the league, think about that for a second. Your point guards would be Marcus Smart and Patrick Beverley.
That's good defense.
2 dogs on defense. So that would be huge for the Lakers. Additionally, you add some youth to that team in Jaylen Brown. That team needs a little bit of youth. They need a young star. Jaylen Brown would be that guy. He would be there for years after LeBron leaves, potentially.
He could be the passing of the torch guy.
Exactly. And so, yes, that is why it would be a massive win if this trade goes down for the Lakers. This would be disastrous for the Boston Celtics, though. Go down, subscribe, because we're always going to talk about rumors we see. And with the NBA season fast approaching, we're going to get you guys more videos. The season about a month away. Go down, subscribe to the channel. We have Los Angeles Lakers and Boston Celtics channels too, by the way. Be sure to subscribe to those as well as we take a look now at the Celtics lineup. And you lose Danilo Gallinari for the season. So I would not be shocked to see Brad Stevens go out and make a big move. Is that going to be for Anthony Davis? Probably not. But when you look at the Celtics starting 5 right now, it's really, really solid, and their bench has improved. You trade for Malcolm Brogdon. Now, the concern I have for the Celtics right now is their depth down low, because right now, Luke Kornet is slated to be your backup center. That's a problem.
That's a problem. Shout out to Luke Kornet, once a New York Knicks legend. I agree with you there. I think just looking at this roster as a whole, I like their depth in the backcourt, but it's the front court that concerns me. And like we talked about, you're dealing with the 37-year-old Al Horford. Can you bank on him to play 80, 82 games this year and be ready to go in the NBA playoffs when the season will actually start for the Boston Celtics? You're going to have to, right? Because that's the way this roster is constructed. I wouldn't do this deal if I was the Celtics, but I would think about it. And if they threw in another first-round pick, if both those picks were unprotected, I'm not saying that that's a deal that's too good to pass up on, but it's something you at least have to think about a little bit, in my opinion.
And if you're Brad Stevens, and let's say this deal's on the table, I'm sure what would cross his mind a little bit is the possibility of starting both Marcus Smart and Malcolm Brogdon instead of having Jaylen Brown at the 2, let's say. That'd be a possibility. You put Anthony Davis at the 4, have Robert Williams at the 5, and then move Al Horford to the bench where he would still have a really big role on this team. But still, I do not think this trade is good for the Celtics. And, yeah, they get the 2027 first-round pick. They don't care about a 2027 first-round pick. They're trying to win the title in 23, 24, 25, and 26. They don't care about a first-round pick 5 years from now.
At some point, the Lakers are going to have to make a move because you can't go into another season with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and the third best player on this roster is Russell Westbrook, and the fourth best player is Patrick Beverly. You can't waste the prime. It's still, sadly, the prime of LeBron James, 22 years in the NBA, 30
That's a rough
points per
starting
game.
5 right there.
That is a starting 5 that I'm not sure, unless LeBron and AD are playing at MVP levels, that team is not going to advance in the playoffs. You cannot. You did everything you can, Rob Pelinka, to move heaven and earth, to go and get LeBron James. You cannot be the guy that's being shysty about trading your future first-round picks to build around LeBron James, the guy that you went all in to build around. It may not be a trade for Jaylen Brown, but you have to make a trade. I like the idea of trading Westbrook, 2 first-round picks, go get Conley, go get Bojan Bogdanovic, and you get Jordan Clarkson. Those are 3 players I think that would make this team a championship contender. At some point, the Lake Show they will have to make a move.
The only way that the trade happens with Brown and Smart, and the Celtics love Smart, so I'd be surprised if he's involved in any deal.
Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart, yes, sir. I would be shocked if he's involved in any trade here, especially for Anthony Davis. But the only way an Anthony Davis, Jaylen Brown swap happens is if Brown requests a trade from Boston, which a lot of people thought that was a possibility after the Kevin Durant trade rumors. However, all the reports we're seeing, JB is all in. He loves Boston, and he wants to be in Boston long term. We'll see if that happens. He's a free agent in 24, but the only way that deal happens this offseason is if Brown requests a trade, or let's say the Celtics have a disappointing season. It's clear Brown's not going to sign an extension. Then maybe next offseason this deal goes down. But let me know again in the comments section, who wins this trade? Type LAL for the Lake Show or type BOS for the Boston Celtics. This has been Will Scott and Marshall Green. Fun show, Marshy Marsh.
My guy.
Be sure to go down and subscribe to the channel.